get the privilege to talk to Bob Culvert, who spent 20 years doing undercover work. I'm obviously really intrigued by your line of work and your job, because I'm trying to play a character, same as yours.
Right.
What kind of cases did you work in undercover?
My main one that was the most fun was the homicide ones, working undercover at homicide.
The line between what you do and what I do as a profession can be somewhat one and the same, because you had to pretend to be somebody else. Would you actually consider yourself an actor?
When you're doing your acting, not that I know it is what you do, but you've got a set routine that you come in today and you have to know this and know that and know that. I just go in there and try to act what's going to make me acceptable to these people.
Step off and step up behind the badge. I dare you! I'm choking on your own panties.
How'd she get so close to Gage?
Well, she might have had to knock a few skulls to get his trust. I don't know the kind of skulls that had it coming.
A lot of times, if you're doing your job properly, they're not even thinking that you're who you are. I always stick with the same story. I always use the same undercover name. And I always stuck with my actual family history of brothers, sisters. You couldn't trip me up as far as me telling you my brother's name was Harry and tomorrow telling you that it was Wayne.
So she's our undercover. If Gage makes her, we'll be finding pieces of her all over the city.
Did you ever almost get your cover blown?
The only one that brings to mind to me is when a girl hugged me and felt I had a body pack on, and she felt the wire going down the middle of my back. And I remember my dad died a few years ago, and he had an implant for chemotherapy drip. So when she gave me the hug and felt it, I said, "Oh, I've been taking chemotherapy and I have a drip in, and that's the wire that leads to it." And that was the end of the situation right there. They believed it, and we just carried on.
Did you always work with the team?
When you're involved in a good undercover case, you would have a surveillance team with you. I hardly go anywhere that somebody's not watching me, listening to me.
You'll have constant surveillance. Keep it off unless you're in serious danger. Turn it on, we'll rain down everything we got on these guys. I'm here to watch your back.
The guys in uniform that stop the cars or are the first guys on the scene are really the ones who it's the most dangerous.
What's the plan?
We move against 5 bad guys with 100 guns.
How's it feel getting shot?
Just try not to get it in the head.
It's fascinating to me that you get to delve into a world and at the end of the day go back home and have somewhat of a balanced life.
You know, your wives put up with a lot of stuff. I did one, it was a bum that lived on the street. I would come home at night and get undressed in the backyard and leave my clothes in a bag and walk in the house naked and wash every night with a bar of lye soap. I wouldn't bring the clothes in the house, it was that bad.
Negative on Polly. Did meet an interesting Bulgarian midget, though. Spears, dating.
Bite me, Ratso.
What do suspects do when your identity is finally revealed?
I've never had a problem. I'm doing my job, and whether they're murder suspects or drug dealers, they did what they did. It's almost, well, good for you, you got me.
Really? There's no sense of feeling betrayed?
I think it's more on their part. Oh, Christ, I can't believe you're who you are. I mean, you've become good friends with the guy. I've gone out with him for coffee afterwards.
Does it ever get difficult?
I did one that was a year, and I got to be good friends with his whole family, and his brother actually made me godfather to his kids. You kind of go, hey, he wasn't a bad guy, but then put that aside and go, but he killed somebody. You know, so I arrest you. You got caught, too bad.
Have you ever actually acted?
The only acting I did was when I retired. One of my daughters sent me a thing saying they were looking for biker-looking guys. I only went and did it because they thought it'd be neat to see their dad on TV, and I ended up getting the part. I was on TV, they loved it.
Pleasure and privilege, really.
And if the acting doesn't work out and you want a job with a pension and benefits,